Hi, Veronica. Thank you so much for joining us today. I can't even tell you the honor it is to be sitting in your presence.
Oh, thank you. I feel the honor is mine. Thank you so much for having
just
me.
like in terms of you are our childhood. You know, your voice has been our childhood growing up every single day for the past year. So I just feel like I have to say on behalf of all the South African geek fans that are watching, they love you so much, and we're just honored to have you here at the ComicCon.
It means so much to me. I never even imagined I would be here. So thank you for having me. And again, it is truly my honor. And you seem like you've turned out quite well. So I'm going to take responsibility for that.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so one of my favorite episode is episode 11, and it's titled, Charmander, the Stray Pokemon.
Yes.
And it always tugs at my heartstrings as well. So I just wanted to know, do you remember what it felt like recording that one?
I don't remember what it was like, but I have seen it since, and I just love the fact that there's such real emotion in the episodes that we all know what it's like to find an animal that you want to help save. My daughter and I just found a bird in the back of our apartment building the other day, and it's so similar that you don't want to leave it and you're trying to figure out how to keep it safe. And we learned a lot about that through Pokémon, and especially with that Charmander episode. So the emotion that I have is the emotion that you have. I think when I'm playing a character, I feel, in this case, what Ash is feeling. The emotions, if he's upset or angry or crying or happy, I feel that as well. The odd thing is that we've been at the show all day. I think I'm losing my voice a little, so please bear with.
Would you like some water?
4 days of talking, and I'm just like, it's so nice to be here. But that when you're dubbing something, you only see your lines. So I have never, in working on a show, I've never seen the full episode. I've only seen it after the fact. So those moments, at least with Charmander, I would see my lines, but not exactly all of his reaction or its reaction. So Ash would speak, and then we'd go ahead to the next line. So anytime that, when I saw it later, when Charmander's out in the rain and the flame is going out, I only saw that when I watched it later. So you have to, as an actor, you have to kind of fill in those gaps and make it work, and then later on, you find out if it did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Have you played any of the Pokemon games? And if so, which is the starter that you chose?
Oh gosh, I've never started a Pokemon game. My little brother was 10 when Pokemon started, so he had Fire Red. And then my daughter got Fire Red, and both of them started the games, and I just got a chance to play for a minute, do you want to, let me play for you instead. So I've played it a little, but never on my own. I probably should do that by now, right? It's only been 20-something years. No, I've never, but what starter would I pick? I don't know. I mean, Pikachu is my favorite. So I don't know how you choose something else.
I think for you, they would make an exception. You'd
Maybe
be
that's
the
it.
only one to get
I should
Pikachu.
call Nintendo.
Yes, we would, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this one, I just want to get it right. So you're using your real name to be a narrator on certain and various audiobooks, right? And one of them is actually the Omen of the Stars in the Warrior series, which is actually about cats, surprisingly enough. And I learned that through bargain books. And I wanted to know, was that also shocking for you to discover that it was a whole entire universe about cats?
Yes, I didn't know there was such a fandom in Omen of the Stars. So those books are crazy. I narrate a lot of audiobooks, and I know one of those books had 122 characters. And I said, why does every cat have to speak? They come on sometimes and have 2 lines and walk away. So you could have given those lines to someone else and just mentioned their names. Those are crazy, crazy books, but they're amazing. And if you really have to, which I had to plot out which clans they all belong to and all of that to kind of keep it in my head. And I tried to give one clan a certain tone and another clan a different tone. And it's a lot of prep for sure, but they're fascinating books. Yeah, and I think too, reading is so important, and so many kids come to reading through different avenues. And those Warrior Cats books are a great way for kids to get into reading because it's so sci-fi, it's so anime-ish, it's so all of that, but the story is pretty great. And they all grow up. So you have them as babies and then they're older and they become clan leaders, and I think they're really cool.
So creative, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. And you've had such an expansive and diverse career. Can you tell us about that journey and what's it felt like voicing all these different characters, and if you have a favorite one?
Yeah, I would say ultimately Ash is my favorite because I got to play him for 8 years and I really understood who he was. There's some books I've narrated for 14 years that I know those characters now, and the author is so great. There's other authors that I've narrated for many years, different books all the time, but I love their writing. So all of that stuff, the great thing about being an actor is that you get to jump outside yourself and just become other people. So whether it's one character at a time or a whole host of characters in a book, everyone has something different and unique about them. So it's hard to pick a favorite because
Maybe
they all
top
are
3.
different personalities of myself, maybe. I am Manuela in Fire Emblem Three Houses in that video game, and she's one of the craziest characters I've ever gotten a chance to play. So I adore her. And when we're recording that, we often have to, we do a take and then we have to reel it back because we're all laughing because she goes way overboard. And then they're like, that's not gonna pass. We're gonna have to bring that one back. So that's been super fun to do. So I guess, okay, Ash, Manuela, maybe Amelia from Slayers. That's really going way back, but her energy and her spirit and her magicalness, I just adore. So.
Well, I was just gonna say she's iridescent.
Yeah, she is.
Yes,
she is.
She really is.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, you can name one, and I could tell you why I love them all. But
Wow.
it's just I love being an actor. I love tapping into so many different, I guess to say personalities again, but also everyone I meet kind of informs my next character. So I'm always using people and accents and I don't know, all of that stuff.
Wow. Okay, speaking of other characters, so you voiced Nico Robin in the 4Kids dub of One Piece.
That's right.
And I just wanted to know, have you seen the Netflix live-action adaptation? And are you excited about that character?
I find it crazy that One Piece has gone so far because when it was on Saturday mornings or however it was here for you, One Piece was an odd cartoon that had to be edited a lot because it was not right for kids. In America, you couldn't show guns or smoking or any of those things, but they edited it so that people were introduced to it. And a lot of people are angry that there were so many edits to it. And then Funimation got it, and now there's nothing, no holds barred. And now it's live action. So it's crazy that the characters have been able to be developed, so fully developed, and now live action. I could never have imagined it would have gotten this big. So I intend to see it, but I have not yet.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Did you love it?
We loved it, yes, we really did.
I think it's gonna be great.
All right. If there was one piece or one golden piece of nugget that you would give to other aspiring voice actors out there, those that are just getting started in the industry, what would that be towards them?
Well, my path to voice acting came through training. So I think for anyone who wants to be an actor, anyone who wants to be an artist, a musician, anything, I think training is key. You want to take as many classes as you can, really develop your instrument so that you can say yes to any project that comes up. I think that I like to think of it as you pack your trunk full of your talents, and when the door opens, you're ready to walk through. and you need to know what you're doing. So I think that's the most important thing. And then be willing to take that leap to say, yeah, let's try this, and just do it. But don't sell yourself short. I think that's important.
That was beautiful. I really appreciate that answer. And now we know why you have the bag. You're ready to go.
Yeah, that's true.
With your
That's
talent
true.
everywhere.
I carry my suitcase with me. My purse has a
Amazing.
million things in it. I don't know. I'm always ready.
I love it. And is there like a specific role that you're looking forward to in the future, and something that you're really, keen on doing?
I just hope to keep working. I think with the strike, there's not been much work happening, and I'm looking forward to the writer's strike. They have an agreement at the moment for the Writers Guild, so we'll see if that gets signed and finished, and then hopefully SAG-AFTRA is next. And then there's a possible video game strike coming up. So, I think ultimately we've come to a point where you have big companies taking all the money and everyone else, all the creatives, struggling, and we all work because we want to work, but nobody gets paid. So hopefully we've come to a point where we can start evening out, and especially with AI also taking people's jobs, hopefully we can get some kind of structure around that so that we can all continue to work fairly, equally, and afford rent and food, So that's the main stuff. So I hope to be riding right along with that, and then in 50 years, I'll be here again, still talking to you about the work I'm doing.
Well, I, for one, cannot wait for that.
Thanks. We'll meet right back here. Let's do it sooner.
Here, right in this exact
Yes.
spot. Yes, exactly. And lastly, just how has your ComicCon Africa experience been? And what's that journey been like with the fans?
It's been incredible. I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect because I didn't know how crowded it would be, or if anyone ever watched Pokémon, or I had no idea. So we just came to the show, and I've been just blown away by the kindness and generosity and just the deep love, especially of Pokémon, that everyone has. And more to the point, I feel like Pokémon there's something deep within us that Pokémon touches, and it connects all of us. And being here, that's never been more true than what I have found on this journey. And I can't wait to come back. I feel so humbled by it all, and the fact that I can go to work and just do my job and then come here and talk to you all about it and see that we all love the same things. And I don't know, that's a lot of words for me to say. I have no words, but it's been an incredible experience.
No, it's enough words. It's a perfect amount of words. And you're talking about the deep emotional connection with Pokemon. It is because we grew up with this.
Yeah.
And it was us coming home from school, or at the end of the week, we don't want to do anything else besides waking up on a Saturday morning and watching Pokemon on SABC2. Like, we have the channel that we watch it in the dub, and it would be your voice, and that's what we grew up with.
That's so crazy.
So truly, it is just an absolute, I can't even overstate it enough, an honor to be in your presence.
Thank you.
And just for your dedication to all of the work that you did.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I feel quite honored, and it's a great responsibility to be Ash Ketchum, and I take on that responsibility, and I look forward to meeting every single Pokemon fan in the world.
That would be amazing. That would be Ash's next journey.
That's it, to go out and shake everyone's hand.
His next 10-year journey that he doesn't age with. It'll just be you.
I think probably traveling does age you a little bit on planes. But he doesn't, he just walks everywhere. It's very good exercise. Shows you exercise is good for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
How has South Africa been, Louise?
Oh, it's been great, actually. Plus, I love birds, and I've seen so many cool birds everywhere. We're gonna go do some safari stuff in the next 2 days, so it's been great. Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor, and from myself and Ash Ketchum, I choose you! You're watching Glitch!